Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Monday Assembly on thankfulness. Now, thankfulness is our next core value, and it's the core value you will be working towards this Friday for our Core Value Award. We're going to start by reading our school mantra together. Each day is a new beginning. We work together to reach our goals. Friendship and fun create happiness. We all play our special role. Teachers, parents, and children unite to help us learn the things we need. Together, we can make a difference, ensuring we all succeed. Believe, achieve, succeed. We're getting really good at that mantra now. Well done, everyone. And as I mentioned earlier, our next core value, and the one we're going to work towards this week, is thankfulness. What would be really good, though, is if you could pause the video at this point and talk about our previous core values. Passion and resilience. Two really important core values here at Macefield, but can you remember what they both are? And can you give an example of how you have been passionate and how you have been resilient? Some great answers there. Very, very impressed. Okay, before we start on thankfulness, we're just going to have a reminder of our expectations and our 4 golden rules. Now, on Friday, I spoke about the treatment rule. So if you'd like to pause the video now and just talk to your teacher about the treatment rule and how you have shown the treatment rule over the last few days. The next rule we're going to have a look at today is the movement rule. The movement rule is really important to keep you safe. When we move around school and in the school building, we should be walking. If an adult, a member of staff or a visitor walks to the door, we should be holding that door for them. The adult or visitor may even give you a dojo to say thank you. But over time, I don't think a dojo will be needed, and it will just become natural that as we move around school, we are quiet, we are sensible, and we walk and are polite to visitors. We have a brilliant group of children at the school, and we want to show all of our external visitors how polite and well behaved you all are. This week, I'd like you to work on the movement rule, and on Friday, I'll be coming around asking you who has done really well with that movement rule, and I'll be watching as I walk around school today and over the next week. If you've got any questions, please ask your teacher now. Okay, on to our core value of thankfulness. I've got a question for you. What would you do if one day a fairy gave you a magic wish? What would you ask for? Would you ask for your very own toy shop? Would you ask for a games console? Would you ask for a toy to play outside? Or would you even ask, maybe adults, for a castle to live in or a palace? It's quite a hard decision to make. I'm going to tell you a story about someone who didn't just get one wish, they got 3 wishes. And this story is called The Woodcutter and the 3 Wishes. Please sit up straight and get ready to listen. Once a woodcutter was working in the forest when he heard the sound of hunting. Suddenly, a hare ran into the clearing and, without thinking, the woodcutter picked it up and hid it under his coat. When the hunters had gone, he let the hare go. That evening, as he was sitting down with his wife to eat, a fairy suddenly appeared in the room. She explained that, during the day, she took on the form of a hare, but at night she turned back into her true shape, which was a fairy. That afternoon, the woodcutter had rescued her from the hunters and, as a reward, she was giving him 3 wishes. She then disappeared. As soon as she had gone, the man and his wife started to argue. She thought the the first wish should be used to ask for a coach pulled by 6 white horses. But he thought white horses would get muddy too easily, and it would be more sensible to have 6 black horses. They argued and argued and argued. At last, the woodcutter, hearing his tummy rumble, said, "I'm so hungry. I wish I had a black pudding to eat." It was too late to take his words back, and suddenly, there on the plate in front of them was a long black sausage thing. It wasn't too much of a disaster, they thought, as they still had 2 wishes left. They started arguing about whether to wish for a golden palace or a strong castle. Which do you think would be the best place to live in? They argued and argued and argued until, at last, the woodcutter got so cross he shouted, "You silly old woman! I wish that black pudding was stuck on your nose." As soon as he said it, the greasy black sausage flew into the air and, splat, stuck itself in the middle of her face. She wasn't very pleased. What could they do? He tried to pull it off, but it was stuck fast. He tried to cut it with a knife and fork. He promised her a cloth made out of gold to drape over it. In the end, the woodcutter had no choice. He had to use his last wish to ask for his wife to have her ordinary nose back. The black pudding dropped onto the plate and they ate it for their supper. And that's all they got for their 3 magic wishes. What do you think is the moral of this story? Just going to give you a few moments now, and if your teachers want to, you can pause the video and have a quick discussion in class. Some excellent discussions there. Really good ideas. And you're right, the story is about making wishes. Probably, if the people who first heard them could see the way that we live today, they would be amazed. It would seem as if the world had changed into a magical place, and if all the wishes had come true. Most people in Britain today live in the kinds of homes that our ancestors wouldn't have believed was possible. We have light and heat at the flick of a switch. We have water that comes out of a tap. We don't have to walk for miles and go down a well to get water. We even have water that's already heated for showers and baths. Also, we're packed with amazing machines, televisions, telephones, fridges, microwaves, Xboxes, you name it, we've got it or we are making it. What would the woodcutter and his wife make of it all? They would probably think that all the wishes that they could possibly think of have come true. A long time ago, people thought humans would never be able to fly and travel in the sky. But we know now that's happening. They thought it was only possible by birds. It's amazing what we can do now. I think people in the past would be amazed by it. Even our medical research and scientific research, lots of illnesses and diseases in the past that people died of, and no longer that happens. However, some things haven't changed. Like the woodcutter, we as humans can still make some very silly decisions. We're not always thankful for what we have. And sometimes we must be thankful for some of the small things we have. And must be grateful for how lucky we are. I want you now to take a moment to think about all the things that we have in our lives. Think about how lucky we are. Think about how magic some of them are and how much of a miracle some of them are. Our houses, the way we can travel, the food we eat, our friends, our health. The list is endless. And at this point, you can pause and talk to your teacher about what you're thankful for. We've got a great week ahead of us, Macefield, and I can't wait to see all the amazing learning that is going to take place. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing who is showing thankfulness this week. But before we go, it's time for our favourite part of Assembly. It is our song, and today it's A Brighter Day, because we are being thankful for the day ahead, for the week ahead, and for the year ahead. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.